You know?
Oh, wait, I've heard a couple. I think I heard Oblina as well, which is,
well,
again,
you know, still.
top tier. Yeah. Maybe not as top tier as week 1, but I think if we see any amount of turtles in April and everything else.
Oh, look at my man with the fresh locks.
Yeah.
Dreadlocks of cream. There we go. Okay.
Oh, wait, never mind. It's not Dimension versus Dimension.
Yeah, Dimension is definitely going to be the one playing Leo, because Dimension is from New England. So that's one of our...
For those at home, which one on the player cams is Dimension? We're looking at the left or the right?
Oh, so the Dimension is on the right.
Okay.
Dimension's on the right, yeah. The Dimension's the white guy. And he played extremely well. He's a Marth player in Melee.
Okay.
Does extremely well in the region. Also had a really good run at Super Smash Con. Got timed out by Dabuz in Game 5, losing to his Invaders and was extremely close. He lost by like 10%. Like it was the last 5 seconds of the game or so, and Dabuz got like the final hit and ran away, and that's why I ended his run there.
Man, they were doing a button check, and I thought I had time to grab a drink of water quick, and then they're like at 5 minutes 30 seconds. Like, all right, let's start playing now.
Oh yeah, and this is real gameplay. And the thing about the way that Dimension plays, like he just kind of spaces out forward air, and like that's the base game plan from the start. He'll just forward air, forward air, forward air, stand in center stage, and he'll wait. You know, especially if he has the damage lead, he'll play that game.
I mean, if you said that Dimension's
Marth
that
player,
melee
right?
Marth, like Leo makes sense. Leo makes a lot of sense. It's like, what if we gave Marth an air dash?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, right. That's
Marth with an air dash and a cargo throw? Oh my god.
I was like, I thought Clarence was bad. We came over here, and I was like, all right, hold on.
Yup.
Oh man.
All right, but let's point out, April's been that hot new character for a lot of people. Took us a little bit more time because there's some more nuance in getting those stars on the camera. Because if you hit your opponent with that camera, it starts adding up a... easiest way to explain it is it adds more stars to your mic. If you see the mic that she's holding, that she's hitting you with, you'll see that there's a couple stars on there later. And that means that the next move you hit them with is going to take way more knockback.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can get some nasty combos after that mic that kill very early. It also just does a lot of damage.
A lot of damage.
You can drop that mic on, or not mic, why am I saying mic? Oh my god, it is a camera. You can drop that camera on people off stage and just watch them pull down with it.
Oh man.
But yeah, it just took more time. It was a character with a little bit more of a specific game strategy. You couldn't just run at them.
And it's interesting too because like for a game like Nick Brawl, right? Like it can be so fast-paced, but also games can go to timeout, right? It's one of those games where, like, depending on the matchup and especially like the game plan, you can really like make the game go out and play a more of a like neutral-based game, like Dimension's playing right there, just barely catching them.
I think U.S. Marine missed the vectoring on that, because I don't think that was enough to just straight up blast down.
Oh, nice.
That's gonna hit. Vector's back. Vectoring is that you jump and then air dash immediately. Because you can't air dash out of hit stun, but you can jump.
Right.
And so once you jump, you can air dash. And that lets you survive things because it cancels your momentum.
Which, at this point, I mean, this is actually much closer than I thought it would be. I kind of like, just based off Dimension's performance at SmashCon, I was like, oh man, this is going to be an easy one. But right here, we got US Marine cleaning them up almost. 68% off of that one punish there. And now Dimension trying to fight back, going for the tech chase on the platform. It's going to not lead to anything, but he's having trouble getting down. There we go. April's
putting out those cameras, protecting her recovery, trying to get those scoops, trying to be the new hot reporter. Let's see.
157% on Dimension. This is like one good, strong attack away. The boom mic's going to be coming out quite a bit here. There it is. Gets the block on that one, though. Needs to be careful. I've seen Dimension clutch these, though.
Oh, yeah.
There it is again, the Vector cancel.
This is crazy, especially compared to the last game. These two players are so patient. 196! Any sort of, I was going to say any sort of parry, any sort of like if I get that opening and can convert it, that's going to be done. We got that dash attack cancel coming in. Yeah, the dash attack cancel is one of those options that just like, will more often than not for a lot of characters be what they're looking for in a lot of scenarios to get the final KO confirmed. And
honestly, Dimension, despite losing that game 1, I felt like that defense was actually like pretty good for that final stock, right? He was able to extend that for quite a bit longer with those vector cancels and just different movement options while coming back to the stage. We saw like, you know, Leo has kind of like a monkey flip equivalent, right? Where it's like, oh, you jump back, and then you kick into a dive kick, and like
it's kind of like the monkey flip, kind of like the ZSS flip.
Right. It's like a bit of both, right? Yeah. It wasn't good enough, so we'll see if...
Dimension closes his eyes, inhales, thinks about life for a bit.
Oh my god, am I crazy? Dimension swap? Oh man, maybe I've been talking up my butt this entire time. Maybe Dimension decided to switch over to April and I just never knew, because he was always a Leo player as far as I knew, but maybe there's something new today. Or maybe the overlay's confusing me. Now I'm just confused. I don't actually know.
Let's talk about things in abstract until we find out for sure.
Oh, they doing like a button thing here?
Something happened.
Okay, yeah, that was a little strange.
Something happened.
Let's see. Yeah, we'll go ahead and run it back. Go back to screen. Make sure everyone's controls are all good, because we were just talking about that like the game before, right? Where like you play a set and then you're like.
Well, the way that the Switch version of this game, you have to sometimes controls don't stick. And I don't know if it has to do with like when you go out and back into a menu or something, but sometimes your controls don't quite stay the way they should. So better to be safe than sorry. Yeah, it is what it is.
Okay.
We're back on the character select screen though. We're trying to figure it out.
Leonardo. Go ahead, lock in Leo and April probably, and then we're gonna hop in the game number 2. Here we go on main stage. There we go. Okay. There we go. You see, it's lining up now. Yeah, because I was like, Dimension's definitely Leonardo. Okay, cool. Give me some of my confidence back.
And say, if this dude from your region, I'm gonna trust you. Flambo, you can't lead me astray. Not now. Not at the first, I guess second in-person major for this game.
All right. Right out the gate, you know, this is one of the stages that I think I saw him play against the Buzz on the stage quite a bit and end up being a pretty slow one. But like when you have kind of like the base platform and then the second platform right above it like that. Oh!
We got that not the teleport. We got that blip coming out though. Deceptively hard to edge guard. You'd think like, oh, it's just a giant thing that I can hit through, but sometimes you get snagged on it. Drops the camera in front again. Like we said, you take hits from that camera. That means that the next attack from April is going to be empowered.
Ooh, there we go, throwing out that side strong. You can see Dimension just trying to hold center stage here. We'll throw out those strong attacks pretty willy-nilly too, because since, you know, Leonardo has those swords, they have those disjoints, right? So that means you're able to threaten right across.
And if you miss the tech, that camera jab resets too. It's dirty. I will never get over the fact that there is just a character who throws audio visuals at somebody. It's very funny to me. It's like, here's a boom arm, here's a camera, here's a mic.
Okay, and there we go. And there, got the overlay updated for you guys. The U.S. Marine did snag that game 1. And there we go, Dimension trying to get this game 2 with the Leo. And first, it's just to find this stock. Just waiting for the landing, can't find it. That's the thing.
The longer this game is going on, the more comfortable U.S. Marine seems to feel.
I agree.
Yep. He's just not. He is willing to do that vector into going high, drop a camera on him, and Dimension seems to be struggling a little bit about like, how do I deal with an April that's way above me like this?
Yeah, and it's like it's tough as well, because I feel like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of damage as well.
Most characters want their opponent to be over them so that they can keep juggling, but April's one of the few that it's like, yeah, she can use her blimp, fly up there, drop a camera on top of you, secure her safety.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you cannot edge guard her or juggle her the way you would a normal character.
Oh man, and I feel like Dimension's getting caught with these stray hits quite a bit, right? I feel like the 2 stages that they've played on have been a little bit too big, I feel like. I feel like if you went to a smaller stage, might have had a better shot here, but I feel like all the space is really leading to April just kind of being able to run away, throw the camera, and just kind of set up, have all the time in the world to find her way back down to the ground.
Well, and as we've all seen, Leo really thrives on being able to get those cargo throws into like a quick dare off stage.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I've said that, we really haven't seen any grabs from either of them, to be like quite frank. Yep, there's that. You gotta be ready for the camera. It will come down on your head. That's just going to happen.
Oh, man. There it is
Takes
again.
so much damage.
Hold on, Dimension. I mean, at 215% at this point, has actually been able to, like, maintain the stock long enough that now this game's in the realm. Like, he managed to snag the lead right there. Like, that's the defense that I've been talking about. Like, usually, it wasn't uncommon to see him live to, like, 250.
Yep. And now we're seeing the Vectoring that was a little bit lacking game 1, so that's great. Everyone's just got to get their nerves back in check a little bit. You got to get your hands warmed up. It is 10 a.m.
But this is also one of those things where it's like, you know, this is where grabbing becomes useful because they're like vectoring everything, but you get a cargo throw at like this damage range, and there we go, that's an edge guard.
Oh, none of my stuff combos. I can grab them now.
And then just yeet, and that's your, you know, your throw confirmed. They're gonna get KO'd off of the throw.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't really see much, if any, from both players in that game, and I feel like especially when you have a Leonardo that's living to like 270, maybe it's time to like grab, you know, maybe pick him up, yeet him off, and be like, all right, that stock's done. But like, it's so scary in this game because like, people throw out a lot of preemptive hitboxes trying to catch you coming in.
It is more common in this game to see someone throw out a hitbox instead of just shield.
Exactly, yes. Right. It makes a tomahawk option like a lot scarier to go for. Yeah, so I don't blame you.
Or like run up grab isn't going to happen as much. It will still, but it's not going to happen as often. So often you have to leap into a grab because you're not just going to get shield grabs in this game as often.
Right.
I will say, if you play it online, you will see a lot. Trust me, they're all bad. Don't worry.
We got our first game 3 of the day.
Game 3. Let's run it. We're on to some Invader Zim version Battlefield here.
Amazing start from Dimension already. Managing to get that extension, it looks like US Marine is going to have a chance to maybe tech. Wow, just came down with the side strong. That's one way to fight back.
I want to see Dimension also going for some more preemptive options, using the sword's disjoint to... you still have to be careful, because the sword I don't think beats out the boom arm. But if you're able to preemptively hit April before she can start using that balloon to come up, it really cripples her recovery.
Okay.
She's one of those characters that can do this, and it feels really, really strong. But if you just jump out and swat her with your sword before she's able to get it going, she just can't do it. That being said, US Marine takes that first stock.
Yeah, put the mic on him and says, see ya. And that's the way to do it. And one thing that US Marine is doing that I like, it looks like to be specific to the matchup, is just like, because Leo has these huge disjoints, he's just been going for jump side strong a bunch, right? It's like, how do I contest the range of Leo? You know what?
Yeah.
This side strong?
I'm not going to use my light because April's lights are actually really good. They're really good. But in this one matchup, like, I have disjoint too. It's not as fast, but I got it. I can deal with this. Goes up high. Oh, it was so close. I actually love that. Threatened going out for that swat and then dropped down for the strong. Really smart play from Dimension there. Evens it up.
One of those things you have to do. You have to use your movement to bait out options, and we almost had a precarious scenario there for US Marine. Still in disadvantage here as Dimension is pressuring his way, but there we go. A retaliation hit coming from US Marine, trying to get a punish start. The percents are about even here.
It's been so back and forth this game. I love to see it. Leo has been tired of saving April for so many years and so many cartoons.
I'm sick of it.
I don't want to save you anymore.
We're going to be careful landing here. All these hitboxes lifting. Finally manages to get a blow here.
Ooh. I was waiting for one of them to get that up air strong. Oh, God. Just waited. Just waited.
Here we going high. It's like reminiscent of Snake, right? You always go high with the Cypher, and then
instead of dropping a C4 down there, you're dropping an entire camera.
Like put them together with Pac-Man.
Like a several $100 piece of audio visual
that is very expensive. That's at least like a couple thousand.
No, April is throwing out like 30 grand worth of camera equipment every single game and just doesn't care. April makes so much more money than any journalism person does in any other fantasy world. You gotta
put on the company card, man. You know, this is covered by BTS. It's like, and we invented.
It's not April's video equipment, it's BTS. Beyond the Smash will cover that.
That's okay. Just put on the expense report. It's all good. Oh, there we go. Threatening the corner. Oh, the jab reset. You mentioned that earlier.
I did. One of my very good friends plays April, so I have way more April knowledge than most people do.
Dang, the DI on that is not looking great. I feel like
that looks a little rough.
The hell, like straight down.
A little rough. April's gonna have to do some major work. Wants to put on her own
another one.
That reset, but has not. So we've seen 3 different times where that camera has gotten a reset, but we haven't seen a kill from it in any of them. And in that case, the dash attack doesn't do it as well.
There we go. We saw a grab attempt finally come out from US Marine, but didn't land. And there we go, these spares.
Slices them, dices them.
Oh, be careful.
Exactly, and that's what I was saying. You can just swat that camera. It's just, you gotta be careful and you gotta be confident. That'll take it. 78% is tough, but we have seen much larger comebacks in this game. We've seen much larger combos in this game. Everyone's got them.
Oh man, be careful. Oh man, this position being on the top and trying to come down is so tough against these disjoints. You can see Dimension just being patient. And you know that up strong's gonna come out pretty soon as well. Probably a side strong as well from center stage. US Marine might want to go back to the previous game plan. We saw a lot of aerial side strongs before and they're not coming out right now.
It feels like US Marine is kind of waiting. Yeah, and exactly what I was saying. You gotta be confident in preemptive. You can't just let them stall and drop those cameras on you. You jump up, you swap. Or you jump up, you threaten, let them drop, and then they swap.
Man, and that's a little bit rough for US Marine, though. Honestly, putting on a pretty good show. You have to give credit to Dimension for being able to make the adjustments there, because game one, despite you know losing it, was like okay, was able to bring it back in game two. It was a close game two, and then you know game three was able to just kind of cleanly execute the game plan to a victory. So that was all about.
The game plan change from game one of like it was clear that Dimension had to figure out like what do I do against certain play styles and strategies from this character.
All right, you guys are going to be seeing more Nickelodeon All-Stars action in just a little bit, but we just got word in from Otacon in our headsets that we will be going to a quick 3-minute break. Do not leave your seats. We'll be back with more Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl action in just a moment.